Ron Paul for ending the fed.
Ron Paul for ending the fed. Woo!
Ron Paul's the only answer.
It's kind of based on the David Paul. But I'm hard halfway down thinking y'all might already be
He's been against these idiotic wars for decades. And he's been against these idiotic wars for decades. And he understands the economic system.
Good sign.
Facebook's like...
Are you going over there?
Are with the people, and Ron Paul is with the people.
Winning.
Ron Paul is the only candidate that is going to end the wars.
Stop the war.
Bush and Obama both continue to do the same thing. Bush started the illegal wars, and Obama continues them. They are one and the same. All the other candidates are one and the same. We need to vote for someone different, someone who truly represents the people. We need Ron Paul. The Ron Paul Revolution. Bring the troops home into the Federal Reserve. Restore into the Constitution and the love of freedom. We must change the philosophy that we've been going about.
End the fed.
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 Domestic policy that they're using against us is now the same policy that they're waging against other countries and their citizens. This is oppression. This is not America. This is not liberty. This is not freedom. Ron Paul!
Damn, dude, you're good.
Ron Paul! Really dwell in the Fed, in the oppressive, tyrannical views and domestic policy. In the oppression on our brothers and sisters. In the murderous assassination of American citizens. What kind of due process was Al-Awlaki receiving? He was an American citizen, murdered by the United States government.
And his son.
And his son, paid for by you and me. This is all our responsibility. We have killed him. We are killing ourselves. We're also in control of our own liberty and our freedom. This is our country. The politicians, they work for us. They're there to protect us, not to push their own lobbies and fatten their pockets with corporate misdeeds and back alley deals. This is our infrastructure. In the Fed.
In the fed.
Corporate lobbying,
In the
impression
Fed.
on
In the
our
Fed.
politicians, our political machine.
In the Fed.
In the Fed.
In the fed. In the fed.
In the Fed.
In the fed. In the fed.
In the Fed.
In the fed.
In the Fed.
In the fed.
In the Fed.
In the fed.
In the Fed.
In the fed.
In the Fed.
In the fed.
Stop the Federal Reserve from printing off billions of dollars and giving it to the funds on Wall Street and foreign banks and foreign corporations.
On the bridge.
Windy out there.
Wicked wind. Stop the killing.
Ron Paul.
Yeah,
Woo!
peace. Hey,
What will Ron Paul do for the troops, Ronnie?
he'd bring them home. No need to invade anybody else or kill anybody. They're not hurting us. We need to bring them home, protect our borders. Dr. Paul gets more support from more veterans and live active duty personnel than all those other candidates combined.
And what's the legal instrument that will lead us back to peace, freedom, and prosperity in this country?
It's called the Constitution of the United States, and they start obeying it and facing facts that it's the supreme law of the land, not to be ignored. Then we're on the right track, and Dr. Ron Paul understands that. He voted for the Constitution Party candidate last November, 2008, so he understands the Constitution. That's right.
It's all right. Ron Paul 2012.
Thank you, sir.
Last night, when my daughter
that mean, integrity matters? Explain that.
I didn't make the sign.
Okay.
Don't
What do
put
you
that
think
on
it means?
there. What?
Is it true?
Is what true?
Ron Paul has integrity?
Of course. Ron Paul has integrity. I mean, he's the only politician who's ever stuck to his principles. I mean, you can't find one issue where he's flip-flopped. I've asked people to, I've challenged people who don't like Ron Paul to find one issue that Ron Paul has flip-flopped on. Not one of those people have ever got back to me.
Oh, right on. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and how long, excuse me, how long has he been in Congress for again, or when did he start?
I believe he started in the 70s, so it's been about 30 years since he's been in Congress. So, come on now, 30 years of sticking to your principles. Find me one politician who's done that other than Ron Paul. I challenge anyone out there.
That's a tough task.
Yeah, I've tried it. I couldn't find, and I can do pretty good research. So,
Explain to me what corporate welfare is.
Corporate welfare, any kind of bailout whatsoever. Any lobbying, bailouts, these bastards knew they were going to get bailed out. That's why they lobby. They lobby in return, bailout. They knew they were going to get bailed out. That's why they took the detrimental risks that they did.
So it's a good thing to stop it, you think?
Absolutely.
And what about the Patriot Act?
Patriot Act? Oh my God.
you know, the Patriot Act had 6,000 earmarks in it.
Really?
Yeah, learned that in my history class.
Really?
My teacher said it was the bill with the most earmarks ever passed. Yeah.
That says enough, not even to mention this.
Right there.
And by the way, what's really funny about that is Michelle Bachmann considers herself a constitutionalist as well,
Yeah.
yet she voted for the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
Ron Paul is the only candidate who voted against it who was on that stage.
And we know the Patriot Act authorizes domestic spying.
Yeah. They can spy anyone.
There's a reason that 1% of the money, or 99% of the money is with 1% of the people. That's because the Federal Reserve and the fractional reserve banking system robs the middle class and the poor. They even rob the rich. They rob 99.999% of Americans and give it to the buddies at J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo and Citibank. We must end the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is responsible for the bubbles and for the bust. We must get back to sound money. We must vote Ron Paul. Ron Paul to end the Fed. End the Fed.
And the Fed! And the Fed! And the Fed!
End the You want to hurt the banks? You got to end the Fed. The Fed is the king of all banks. The Fed owns all the banks. Every leader of every bank belongs to the Federal Reserve cartel. The Federal Reserve is illegal. The Federal Reserve is not a part of your government. The Federal Reserve imposes taxes on you through inflation. The Federal Reserve has to go. You want to end the wars? You got to end the Fed. You want to end the suffering? You got to end the Fed. Let's go. The Federal Reserve is evil. The Federal Reserve and the IRS work together. The Federal Reserve.
Down with the IRS.
All banks report to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve controls the exchange rate for all banks and all currencies in this country. The Federal Reserve is deliberately devaluing the value of your dollar. They do it through the entire banking system. You want to move your money out of the banks? You got to move your money out of all banks. You got to move your money out of all fractional reserve.
In the Federal Reserve Bank. Hey, what's up, y'all? And the Fed.
Private corporation that brings up really dollars out of thin air. The Federal Reserve is not federal. They print out part of the government. Thin air, and they give it to the banks on Wall Street. They give it to Wells Fargo. It's the banks.
And the Fed. Research Andrew Jackson. Kill the bank.
By the banks. The Federal Reserve rips off the middle class and the poor. They even rip off the rich. They are not the 1%. They're the 0.0001%. They're the ones that cause the economic collapse. We must...
Ron Paul, 2012. He's the only candidate in 2012 that has a chance to defeat the corporate stasis we're facing today. And the Fed. 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 Occupy! 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 And who are you going to vote for? Or just not going to vote?
Candidates to vote for yet. So that's when you ask that question. That's absolutely an absurd
There's no one
question.
to vote for yet?
There's
Obama's running out. We got sold out. We got sold out. We got sold out.
What does democracy look like?
This is what democracy looks like.
What does democracy look like?
This is what democracy looks like.
What
Yeah,
does
Glass-Steagall.
democracy look like?
This is what democracy.
Join the revolution! Join the revolution of the people! Join the Ron Paul revolution! We need to end the wars! Bring the troops home! We have over 900 bases in over 150 countries around the world! We occupy most of the world! And it is not for freedom! It is not to spread democracy! It is to spread the corporate welfare! To expand the empire! But all empires fail! Just like the Soviet Union failed because they spread themselves too thin, fighting wars in the Middle East, like in Afghanistan. They went bankrupt, just like us, and they failed. We need to restore sanity to America. We need to bring peace to America.
Peace, freedom, and prosperity, 2012.
The banking system is the main problem with what is going on. The banking system, the fractional reserve banking system, steals money from the poor and the middle class, and even from the upper class. It is our banking system that
And the Federal Reserve Bank.
creates the 99% living on the streets. We need to understand the Federal Reserve is a corporation. They are a private bank. The Federal Reserve is the problem.
And the Fed.
The main problems.
Ron Paul.
The Federal Reserve is a private corporation. We are the 99%. We are with you. We understand the problem. The corporations suck, but the government facilitates the corporations. And the Federal Reserve prints off trillions of dollars and gives it to those same corporations.
And the Fed. And the Fed.